Hello, welcome back to my channel. I decided on a whim to film. I did my half of my face because I'm getting ready to go to work, and I did one eye and decided on a whim that I would film the other eye. So this is the look we're going to be doing. I'm using the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette. This is what it looks like. So this is the only, I didn't have to pull any other shades in. So I'm strictly using this. Obviously we're doing the purples. I've only ever used this one other time, and I used the turquoisey shades over in here. So I wanted to use the purples. Eventually I want to do like a blue and then like a really pretty neutrally look, because this shade, what is this called? Crystal, right here in the middle. Looks real pretty, so I want to do like a brown look with that at some point. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I dyed my hair silver. My hair, it doesn't look good right now. I'll fix it before I go to work, but we're just doing eyes. I did my base ahead of time. It's a little bit chatty, so hopefully that doesn't bother you. But yeah, if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. So I primed my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot and Soft Ochre. Sometimes with this palette, I do like using the Gerard Clean Canvas Eye Base. I use mine in Fair, but decided to use the MAC one. I don't use the MAC Paint Pot as much, but so I figured I would use it today. And then my dogs are playing below me, so if you hear them, I apologize. But I'm only going to use a couple of brushes, so I have my color switch out. So if I don't hold it up, you will probably hear like the scratching sound. But anyways, okay, so we're going to start off with, what is this? Sorcery. I'm pretty much going to use these three shades, and then this silver, and then a little bit of this purple. So we're going to start off with Sorcery, which is the middle purple in this palette, and I'm moving the camera here. I wasn't planning on filming, because normally I would film this eye just because it's easier to film that eye, but here we are. So this color, Evie, is going to go all over in the crease. Evie, stop. They've been playing for a little bit, but I swear the second I turn the camera on, they get louder. So this color is just going to go in the crease. I find with these BH shadows, or Beauty Bay, Beauty Bay, you do have to like build them up a little bit when you start to blend them out, but the pigmentation is pretty good, because you can see like the color starts to, so I add a little bit, and I'm just using my Sigma E25. This is one of my favorite brushes. I have a couple of like Dew Color ones that are almost the same brush. So you don't necessarily, Dew Color you can get on Amazon, the Dew Color brushes. I have two of these Sigma E25s. It's my favorite brush. I don't have many Sigma brushes. I like Sigma, but they're their brushes are expensive. They're good quality and they'll last you forever, but it is, it's an investment. So I only have a handful of like face and eye Sigma brushes, but so all I did was pack it in and then blend it up. And then I'm going to go in a little bit with Enchanted, which is the light kind of lavender shade. And I'm just going to soften. Evie, stop. Evie's my smaller one. And then I'm going to go back into Sorcery just to make sure we didn't lose the lavender shade. Is gonna it does help blend, but it's also going to diffuse, so just want to make sure I don't completely lose that purple. And then this is the Jeffree Star and Morphe JS6. I'm just going to go in with Moonlit, which is the silver, which is what we're going to put on the lid. I'll hold the palette up again at the end, but I'm just going to put this palette, that the only gripe I have is it doesn't really have a good brow bone highlight, but I feel like this color, well, I wouldn't use it as a brow bone highlight for every look. It works with this one, and I have my same E25 brush. So I'm just making sure there's not like a stark like glitter line going back in with a touch more of the lavender, just so that the purple and the glitter up there kind of blend, and it's not just like a streak of glitter just sitting there. And then we're going to go in with Voodoo, which is the the eggplant, and then I'm going to use a touch of Hex, just a little bit of the black, just a hair. It's the same brush. I'm getting ready for work, so generally when I do my eye makeup for work, I will use like 2 to 4 brushes. I try to do everything with this same brush. Now, if I'm doing like specific, like planned out tutorials, sometimes I'll use more brushes, but in like everyday real life, I'm not somebody that will sit here and use like 10 eye brushes, because when you're getting ready for work, you just don't have that kind of time. So I just put this color in the outer corner, and I'm going to blend it out just a little bit, because we're going to bring the shimmer in. So it doesn't need to be super blended on the lid, but I want it blended at the top. Make sure we're the same depth on both sides. Put a little bit more in here. And I'm going to go in with a little bit more of Sorcery, the middle purple, just to make sure that line is blended, because I don't necessarily want there to be a stark purple line. Making sure they match. Generally, I'll do my eyes at the same time, so I'll put, you know, the dark shadow on, you know, one and then the other. So when you do it separately, sometimes it takes a little bit to make sure that it looks relatively close. I feel like that's good. So then my nose is just running. We're going to go in with a little bit of the black, like just a hair. And I'm going to put the black kind of just down in here, the lower like portion. I'm not bringing it all the way up like I did with the purple. And then I just cleaned my brush off, and I'm just going in, blending it out. And then I'll take a little bit more of Voodoo, which is the dark purple. And I'm just going to, I just don't want it to look like there's black sitting. Wanted it to be a little bit deeper, but not necessarily look like I've got black eyeshadow sitting. Okay. So now we're going to put, for glitter primer, I'm just using the Alamar primer. This is very, very tacky, very tacky. I don't know. I would be curious if anybody's able to use this all over their lid. You probably could. It is so tacky. I use it as a glitter adhesive in place of like the NYX glitter primer. That's the other one that I have. Mine's getting old and I need to replace it, so I've been using this one in its place because I have it. I got it in a subscription box, but it is very tacky. Like, I don't know that you could use this as a regular eyeshadow base, like all over like I do with like the matte paint pot and the jarred one. I would be curious if you are able to use it and if you have any problems. I've never tried. I've been kind of scared too. So we're going to go in with Moonlit first, which is the silver, and then I'm going to take some of, what is this called? Charmed. And then we'll kind of use the purple mattes also that we use to help blend out a little bit. Now I will say these are a little bit flaky. So if you're somebody that's like has trouble getting fallout off without ruining your base, I would say put some translucent powder down or do your eyes first. I generally, unless it's like a super wet formula, it'll just brush off. I just use a big fluffy brush and dust it off. And I'm somebody that if I've got a little bit of glitter on my face, it doesn't bother me any. I use pretty sparkly highlighters, so that may also be why it doesn't bother me. But if it does, I would say definitely, because a lot of the glitters in this palette are very like almost chunky. They're chunky, but they're not like, there's not big glitter pieces, but they're very fallouty. So then I'm going to take a little bit of that purple on the brush, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of it on my finger. This is the sparkly purple. I like to lay a little bit of color down so you can see that's what it looks like on the finger. So there's a little bit of, is it, they're not like smooth, but I just find that tapping a little bit with my finger helps. And then I just drag the silver back into the purple and back and forth. And then we're going to take a little bit of Voodoo, which is the dark one, and then a hair of Sorcery, which was the mid shade. And that's it. And then the brush that I like to use to dust it off is the Morphe and Jeffree Star, the JS2. The reason I bought these brushes is because they were pink. I do have Jeffree Star palettes, but I'm not like so obsessed that I like had to have them because he made them. I bought them because I wanted pink face and eye brushes. So I have both, like his eye set and then the first round that he came out with. And I bought them because they were pink, not because his name was on them. I kind of want the Lisa Frank ones too because they're bright colored. But anyways, so yeah, I do have like little pieces of silver on me. So yeah, if you're somebody that like it sticks to your face real bad, and you can see I do have a little bit still, but it's not anything. I'm going to have a mask on at work, so it's not anything that bothers me. But I would say if it does, like if that glitter is going to bother you, definitely do your eyes first. But like I said, I'm going to have a mask on. It's just a little bit. It doesn't matter because my mask sits up in here anyway. So most of that glitter you're not going to see. So let's do, I haven't planned out the lower lash line at all because I wasn't 100% if I was going to film this. So let's get a couple of brushes out that I use for the lower part. And then the flat brush I didn't mention is my Morphe M170-2. I need to get another one of these because if this ever falls apart, I'm going to be lost because that's the brush that I use to put my shimmers on always. So I need to figure that out probably. I'm thinking. I think we're going to go in with a little bit of Voodoo just as a base, which is the dark shade. And this is, what is this? This is a Shanna B, a smudger. I think I got these in a subscription box. I don't know where these brushes came from. I have a couple of them. At first I thought I just got like one, but I have a few, so it must have been some sort of a set. They're not bad. They're a little bit stiffer than some of my others, but I don't mind them. So I didn't bring it all the way over, about 2/3, a little more than 2/3. I said I didn't plan the bottom out real well here. Living on the edge. And then this will help kind of tie in. I struggle with this side because my eye runs worse on this side. So generally, like, it's doing good today, but it'll get real like wet and sometimes the eyeshadow won't look great, which is probably why I started doing more shimmer on the bottom, because the shimmer does better when it's wet. So for that, I want to try Jinx. I used a little bit of it, I think, because the only other colors I've used are the aqua shades. I want to use the blue and then like the browns, but we're going to use Jinx. It's a almost gray color with like some blue and purple shimmer. Wanted to use a little bit different of a color. I might use a different brush. This is a Lavish eye shading brush. It works pretty good. Like, it's small, but it works pretty good with shimmer on it because it's a little bit fluffier, but it's small enough. See, that's pretty. And I just put it all the way over and I'm taking that all the way in. And then we'll go through and I'll blend it out with Sorcery, which was that first purple that we started with. Yeah, I found that this brush works good with shimmer on the bottom, and it also helps blend it out. This came in a set that I got from BoxyCharm, but I do like this one. This is probably the one that I use the most. I don't even know if I have the other ones out. Looks like I have a couple. There was like 4 of them that came. I have the pink one that I see. This is the one that I use the most out of that set because I like it for this. Like I said, I found that it works good with the shimmers. And then we'll take a little bit of Sorcery, which is that matte, like I said, that matte purple, and I'm just going underneath. I like my lower lash pretty smoked out, and I generally will do shimmers. One, because I like sparkle, so I'm not somebody that like dislikes sparkle on top and bottom. Some people will tell you that that's not balanced and it's too much glitter, but I like it. And then too, because my eyes are so runny, I find that the glitter on the lower lash or metallics does better because glitters can be used wet. So when my eyes start running real bad, the glitter and metallics will stick around longer. And then for the inner corner, I think I'm just going to use that silver, that moonlit shade that we used on the lid and the brow bone. Yeah, there's not like real good highlighty shades in here. There's a pretty gold called Alchemy that's could be used depending on the shades. But because of the colors that I used, we'll go silver. But overall, I like this palette. I got it on sale. I think I got it for $9, and I think I saw it as cheap as $7 at one point. So if it's still available, I know this was supposed to be limited edition, but if it's still available, I would recommend it because it's decent. They discontinued the Mitchell palette, and I like this one so far. Okay, so I'm going to do liner and lashes, and I'll come back and show you the finished look at the end. So this is the finished look with the lashes. The lashes are just my Allure 3/4 in volume. So they only come over about this far. Let me know if you want me to do a video with me putting on lashes. I can show you how easy like the 3/4 are, and I can do like my full like lashes that I normally use, and then I can show you me struggling with some pairs that I have that are not as easy to put on, if that's something you're interested in, because I have talked about lashes before. But so let me know, leave me a comment down below if that is something that people want to see, because I can do a whole video. I just won't obviously do eye makeup. I'll just put the lashes on. But the liner is in Arcelli. I got this in a subscription box, and it's just, the shade is Night. It's just a black eyeliner. I really like it. It's a felt tip, but it's one of the easiest like felt tips I found to use. I struggle with drugstore felt liners, which is why I don't really have drugstore liners, because I cannot do a wing. I can do the liner part, but I cannot do a wing. I have not found a good drugstore liner, so most of my liners are high end, but I don't know how much this cost. Like I said, I got it in a subscription box, but it's really, really good. It's the one that I find myself reaching for the most. Mascara is just Lily Lashes Triple Mascara. I like this one. It's just in black. I've been using that one a lot. I have a couple mascaras open, but I do like that one. In the waterline, I went with, what is this? LA Girl Neon Eyeliner in Vivid. So it's just their purple one. So I have that in the waterline down below. I don't tightline on the top. My eyes are too runny. The Urban Decay 24-hour and then the Sephora 24-hour, if I was going to tightline, would be those, because those are good waterproof liners. But I don't find, my eyes are so small, I don't find that it's necessary. And then on my lips, I just have a tinted lip balm. This is the Milk, what are these called? Kush Lip Balm in Plush Berry. So that's what is on my lips. It'll soak in and just give me a little bit of color. Again, I'll be at work today, so it won't matter. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I will try and do some more looks with this if you guys want. Like I said, the only colors, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. The only colors I've used are the turquoisey shades. I wouldn't mind, like, I could definitely do a 3 looks with this, because I want to do like a blue look. I could recreate the turquoise, and I want to do a neutrally look, because like this shade looks really pretty. Like this is the light gold I was talking about. Like you could do a lot with this palette. So definitely want to try and do some more looks with this. Again, it is the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette. I will try and link it down below if it's still available on their website. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure you're subscribed before you leave if you're not already, and hopefully I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.